All right, and we're back here with our next matchup. We have Christine Cross, 542 Fargo. Bettyanne. Bettyanne has a no-ranked Fargo right now, it looks like. We're going to kind of clean that graphic up a little bit. It looks a little too long here. A little bit better for you. Just so we can fit it in there, we're just going to change it down to Chris Cross, 542. Rafi, they pretty much have a cot for me in the back. I never leave. All right, so Christine, that's Christine up at the table now, getting ready to break. All right, we got one down and some shape on the one ball here. Guys, if you can, you're probably going to hear me saying it a whole lot today. Share out the stream if you can. Share it to your Facebook page. Tell your friends about it. Tag people if need be. Try to get this stream up and support these ladies in pool here. All right, Christine here with some shape on the 2. Going from the 2 to the 3. Just a little bit of center ball, slightly a little bit of high just to come back across. A nice stroke. No problem, Ralphie. If I'm not there, you can always give it to Dom or just, it's not like I don't trust you. You're coming. You come to all my events. So if you tell me you're going to be there, I trust that you'll be there. Nice little stop shot. She can get herself down on this 5. I don't see any obstacles that she can't get out here. And a little bit of low left. One rail down. Chris Cross is showing she came to play today. Back of her shirt says Gallery Billiards out of New York. Might be who she plays for. I don't know too much about Chris. I'll probably try to find out after the match, see if she wants to do a little interview. A nice stroke. Moves the cue ball pretty well. A little bit back cut on the 7 here. Just a little out of shape. She cuts it in. She just kind of lets the cue ball roll, go a little bit. Maybe go 4 rails, come back for some shape. Oh. She did a lot of the work there. Bettyanne's got a shot in the side here. I would have liked to have seen her maybe play a little bit of low. Either take the 9 in the same pocket or a little bit of a out of shape there. Say out of shape beating on the cue ball. Oh, up the point of the rail there on the side. So looks like Chris is going to get another chance at the table here. She was fortunate enough to get back up to the table. She kind of left that shot in the pocket for her.
Ah, back in the saddle again. I'm not familiar with either of these two ladies. Yeah. They're hooked up in a beginning of the...
In the beginning rack here, Chris had a chance to break and run out. She kind of missed the 7 ball there. It was she got a little bit of bad shape off the 6. Chris is the young lady just shot. She's a 542 Fargo, and Bettyanne's up the table now. It didn't look like she had it Fargo. She's probably a newer, unranked player.
This one. There's a measure to this ball. It's played all the left angle should exist, and shoot for a ball that's 1 ball out from the center of the 9 ball on that rail, and just shoot and hook the ball into it. That's going to be a definite sellout here.
Yeah, it's going to definitely leave a shot.
Definitely. Good stroke.
All right, we got Chris up 1-0 here. Let's update you on some scores going around the tournament here. We have Brianna Miller up 6-0 on Nicole Adams on table 9. Mindy Mialetti, my wife, and Mercedes Uribe are battling it out over there on table 7. Mindy's up 5-3. Judy Wilson and Ada Lau are going back and forth. Ada's currently on the hill at 6-5. Lenore Donovan Chen versus Charlene Capers. Charlene's up 4-3. I don't think I've seen that score move. That might be lagging behind on the score update.
We have J-Pass that's just underway against Miss Shar Zambo from she's from around Westminster, Maryland.
We also have Roseanne Dahl versus Gracie Mapes on table 3. Roseanne's up 3-0. And we just got on the way with Jen Tully and Michelle Brotens on table 2.
Couple very evenly matched Fargos, only 7 points apart. That last little roll made the difference between now the incoming player off the break, either the breaker or the other opponent, has the option of to call a push out, and a push out is there's no penalty on the push. The push out might be called. If you don't, it's shoot at your own risk. You might be able to hit this ball, maybe it'll make it off the 4.
Well, puts it in the mix though here.
You're going to need a miner's license to get in on that 1 ball. You're going to have to be a spelunker. That looks like it. I would give any world champion 5 shots at this hit, or whatever they want to put up. She might be able to hit this directly, and I might be just looking like a dum-dum. So we'll just have to wait and see.
It's all about the angle. So if you're looking at the stream right now, we're actually on the bottom left corner where it says JP Shower Custom Cues Northeast Women's Tour. We're about 3 feet to the right of that and about 3 feet behind.
It was like they had an old TV show called Mission Impossible a long time ago, and would start with your mission, should you decide to accept it, is to hit that one ball.
Chris is looking. Well, it looks like she was looking at that billiard there into the 9.
That's here. Just hit this straight away into the 1 with and stop it behind the 9. Hit it head 1,
Yeah.
and the 1 ball bounces up table, and she gets her lady on 2 fouls. Oh, she played the combo.
Played it out, yeah.
Not a bad effort. Not by any stretch of the imagination. Good shot. He's got a reasonable opportunity here now.
I've always been a fan of the 3 foul on your opponent.
Oh yeah, it's a demoralizer.
It's like asserting dominance over him or her.
Yeah. She thought she hit that ball better than she did. Now let's see why this lady's here for a reason. Let's see why she's here. Good looking form.
It's a little overstroke on that one.
The bank coming back at her hand is looking reasonable.
Looks like she just has to settle in a little bit. Maybe she's just a little overzealous. Good shot. Oh, look good coming off that rail.
Oh, well, that's a tough kiss. Gave her a sweetheart shot.
And got a little long shot here on the 3 ball. Christine Cross. Sorry, Christine Prost, pronounced it wrong.
It's sometimes, you know, the faces of these pockets on these tables are unforgiving, and yet you can catch the ball up the rail sometimes and make them. It's these are interesting playing tables. We've been up here about 3-4 times, and it's this is a very nice place.
Good down.
And position too.
George, we actually got a question from Rich Mauceri in the chat here. He said, what is the best way to kick the cue ball off one rail at an object ball that is not on a rail or near a pocket?
That's kind of a loaded question, but I'll give you my best. And that when the best way to kick the cue ball off one rail and an object ball is always go, if you have your choice, first off, to a shot you can reach, number one. If it comes down to an easier looking shot that you got to stretch for, or a shot that,
I think she's okay.
She parks her pelota. And secondly, I like to make sure I hit the cue ball as dead center as I can, and I like to hit it a little bit more on underneath the center, so I get I won't get that cling effect when the cue ball has got high English and it wants to come out and hook. I get a truer bounce when I hit it a little under center and turn the ball a little bit off the center. That's my personal preference. The guy that told me that was an all-around world champion of the 60s into the 70s, a guy named Champagne Ed Kelly. And Eddie was world champion one pocket one year, world champion 9 ball, world champion straight pool. He played all. It was the second best all-around player of his era. But that's who gave me that piece of information about 50 years ago. But yeah, that's me. I like to catch the ball a little under center, not drawing it necessarily, but just getting it so that it turns right. That's a pretty shot there. She's falling kind of straight in, and she might be forced to roll this ball to the short side. Shoot lefty. Okay. Roll it down easy, real easy.
There you go.
That's a good shot.
Nice little bump position.
That was very nice. I knew she had to go to the short side. Lefty. That's something for any aspiring players to practice some on your left-handed game. That's something, unfortunately, that I never really did as much as I wish I would have. And if you have more. Good shot.
There you go.
Bettyanne evens the count at a game apiece. Good shot.
It's funny you talk about that, George. I have a friend of mine who's a pro player, Rob Ferry, lives out in Levittown, PA, around Levittown, PA. And, he's one of the few players that I know that can almost shoot the same speed, left-handed and right-handed.
The first time I ever got hustled was in Baltimore, Maryland, at that original pool room. I'd been going in there a couple years. I was about 16, 17 years old. I was still a high school student, and there was a man in there that was, his name was Bert Trice. He was about 7, 8 years older, an adult, and I was still an adolescent. And I started to get a little big for my britches, and I could run a rack of balls, and I came up and I knew Bert was a good player, but I challenged him to a game, 50 points for $5, which was actually very, the minimum wage was $1.30 an hour in those days, so that was like half a day's pay. To put it in perspective. Yeah. So Bert beats me 50-12 playing right-handed. And Bert laughed at me and he said, "You better go practice there some, George." And he said, "I'll bet you I could beat you left-handed." And I said, "What do you want to bet, Bert?" And I just cashed my paycheck. And he said, "You want to bet 20? And I said, "You got it."
Sounds like you just cashed Bert's paycheck.
Yeah, I just stopped off at the and got the ink, got the pen and signed over the paycheck. Basically, I only took home like $42 a week. I was raking sand traps on a golf course and working a minimum wage groundskeeper job. It was summertime, and usually in the summertime, you only see pool degenerates in the pool rooms in the summertime.
Yeah.
They're all busy cutting their lawns or doing the right thing on the golf course or on the tennis court. Only the degenerates are in the pool rooms, at least in those days. So
nowadays, that's where the air conditioning's at. So
he beats me 50-11 playing left-handed. And he said, "That'll learn you."
Steve, I actually have seen John Moore run a rack of 10 ball, switching hands each shot.
That's demanding, because you're talking about, in all probability, going from one dominant eye to the other if you're changing hands. But that depends. I'd have to really ask John if he had, he switched over from right-handed to left-handed over because of bad neck or
Well,
something.
Steve says here in the chat that he went from a righty to a lefty when he hurt his right shoulder.
Right shoulder. Yeah, I knew he had some sort of injury, and I'm not sure whether or not he had to change his dominant eye. You see that I'm thinking like an instructor here as to what other kind of modifications you had to make other than just flip around.
What do we have here on other matches? Anything finished up yet? You have Jen Tully over there, 2-0 up on Shell Brotons.
It's a good hit there from Bettyanne there. So, left her opponent in sort of left Christine in a tough spot there. Coming off that long rail. She could probably only scratch if she hits the ball.
We also have Roseanne Dahl over there on table 3, up 4-0 on Gracie Mapes. Looks like Nancy Moy is up 4-2 on Chris Kemp. Charlene Capers is up 5-4 on Lenore Donovan Chen. Looks like Mindy and Mercedes is having a back and forth battle over there, 6-4. Mindy's on the hill. Linda Shea and Melissa Jenkins just started their match.
In round 2.
In round 2, yep. And then we have Kelly Hosler and Lynn Richard just starting their match.
Lynn is a sweetheart. She's from the Central Maryland area. Plays. Oh, that was a great shot.
Fantastic hit.
Even though she.
See if we can catch a replay on that one.
That was amazing. As a sweetheart. She's from the Central Maryland area.
One rail up.
Plays. Oh, that was a great shot.
Fantastic hit.
Like Frank says, if you're listening to this stream and you're enjoying yourself, please pass it on to your friends. Let's build up our viewer base here. Oh, just caught a little bit short.
Hi, Liz. I got a guest here in the booth with us today, missing you. And absolutely, there's nothing wrong with watching the Phillies and pool at the same time.
That Alyssa, she's a tiger. She was one of the real turn ones from last year or so. I met Alyssa on this tour. Real sweetheart, a very tough competitor.
Yeah, she's one of my good friends. Her and I play probably at least once a week.
Nice young lady. Just as it looks like she's going to be, for all intents and purposes, a lifer.
Oh, absolutely. Alyssa and I did, she did the stream with me last week for the PA Pro-Am 8-ball. We had a real good time. Thanks, Kevin. Appreciate it, buddy. For guys who don't know, Kevin Steer from Integrity Cues, one of the best in the business. He's actually my tour sponsor for PA Pro-Am Pool. If there's anything in the world you need in pool cues and accessories, apparel, anything, you give Kevin a call. IntegrityCues.com. We're going to be here all day streaming from the start to the finish, so we'll make sure that we get the all the big matches here going today. Crown ourselves a tour stop #1 champion today. And ladies, if you're having thoughts about getting in, definitely jump into tournaments here. There's a tiered system now, so you can still be a lower skilled player who's working their way up to becoming a higher skilled player, and it's a tiered system. So if you're a lower skilled player with a lower Fargo, you actually pay a little less to get into the tournament.
You'll get 2 minimum highly competitive matches, along with the free practice time before the tournament, as well as just getting that exposure. When I was new and starting out to play way back in my days, that was one of the things. I would go to these tournaments and I might get my brains beat out. But when I got back to the pool room, I was the next level sharper, where my focus and everything was enhanced greatly by the experiences I was getting when I was tackling tougher and tougher players. And if you're getting bored with getting 5, 6, 8 shots a game, come out and try these ladies on for size, and you'll see your game improve. It's just about a guarantee. When you play with better players, you will improve. It might not show at the tournament, but it will show in time.
Zane, there are currently 30 ladies in the tournament. We have 11 tables that we're using today for the tournament. And I'll provide you a link here to see the brackets. It's on Digital Pool. All right, we have Christine up 2-1 here over Bettyanne. You always have to look at it like this way, guys. You never know what you have until you actually get it in the box and put it in there.
Whoops. She sort of mishit that break shot, and her cue ball just flew off the side of the rack into the corner pocket. And Chris has ball in hand here. The 3-4 is a good combination. It's not that this rack is routine looking, but that 7-9 looks like it might be a good combination. She landed in the gap. That's real good position, actually. She plays a high left ball and really turns it. You can run into the 8. She played it wide with a little bit the neutralize hit. This is a speed shot. She's gonna might have to reach. This is a little awkward. Oh, that's behind the proverbial, I would say.
Yeah, you definitely take it at that one.
I think that she can. I don't think she can do anything. I think that.
Yeah, she might be stuck on this one. She might definitely be in jail.
That looks kind of like cuneiforms, or wedge writing, and the Phoenicians were there off the port bow. You have no shot. You're telling the galley rowers to row, 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 but they're caught in quicksand.
She might just proved us wrong, George. Oh,
Nice try.
that's a fantastic try. So, George, as an instructor, what would you do with a position like that? So, let's say that you weren't going to go for the kick like Bettyanne did. Would you move maybe the 4 ball, put it maybe on the other end of the table?
I don't even think she could have hit the 4 ball.
No.
I think she was totally wedged between the 8 and the cushion. She didn't have anywhere she could go other than what she did. She bent the rail and did what she did with the inside English, and this lady showed a lot of knowledge with that particular shot. Even though Chris is rated like a 542, I think she's going to be in for a little match with Bettyanne based on that effort, seeing what she knows.
Yeah.
I would, when you see when you're kicking in that way, you see that 5-6 or jumbled up, and I wouldn't necessarily risk disturbing that and doing something nice for my opponent. Sometimes you just take the foul. That's a pretty good chance. But she's got the stretch on that angle. Other side. They have nice equipment here. I like those bridge heads.
Out of moose heads, yeah, they're nice.
They were originally called spinales a long time ago. And they were a spinale, rubber they put on the edge of your pool cue. And,
Okay.
but then I like the moose heads. You can get you have a whole bunch of different settings for them, and they're not metal and they don't wreak havoc with your shafts.
No, especially with the newer cues, the carbon fiber. They're higher resistant to denting, but they're actually, you could still scratch them. That's what I tell you with the carbon fiber cues, to use the alcohol, don't use anything abrasive.
Oh yeah, and always keep them clean, because just your standard isopropyl alcohol on a paper towel, and wipe it off fast and dry it off fast, and they dries real fast anyway due to the nature of the alcohol.
Yeah.
But still, you'd be amazed in 2-3 hours of play how much chalk and how much buildup and perspiration and body oils get on our cue shafts.
We have a little timeout here. We're going to.
Yeah, they have the cue ball is on, on the edge of the rack template that they use, and quite rightfully so. Just even little variation from where it lies can make a difference in the particular opportunity here. Plus, it's a line of that rack is right on the line of that shot of the 6 ball.
Create some skid on the ball, and does a lot of things that are unpredictable.
They have those little things you see, on TV, that like the referees have.
I actually have one to stick underneath the ball.
Yeah.
Now, Bettyanne is doing it right here with 2 pieces of chalk.
It's
back to what you were saying a few minutes ago about the isopropyl alcohol. I got a gallon of isopropyl alcohol from Costco. It was $4.99, and I bought a dollar store spray bottle and a dollar store towel. We're talking under $10. I could probably spray that cue for 5 years.
5 minimum. That is if you were a stone cold degenerate and hit eight hours a day.
Still working my way up to degenerate status. About 6 hours a day now.
You know that I always say things like degenerate and all lovingly because
Oh, absolutely.
I watch the sun come up in too many pool rooms. And yeah, I'm a lifer. I'm a degenerate. So what?
It's always the best when you go to the tournament and the sun's up, and you're leaving the tournament and the sun's coming back up. So that means that you've either been in the action room the whole time or you're all the way at the end.
Yes, sir. Oh,
Speaking of action, next month is the Super Billiards Expo, April 13th to the 16th. The day before the expo, April 12th, PA Pro-Am is running a 9-ball open tournament at Bluegrass Billiards with $500 added based on 32 participants. That's the Wednesday before the expo. I understand a lot of people, work during the week, but if you're coming in from out of town to the expo, be a nice chance to get yourself a little warm up and make a few bucks at the same time. And then on the way out on that Monday, we're hosting a PA Pro-Am 10-ball, which is just call shot, no call safe. That's also 500 added based on 32 participants.
what's the entry fee for that, Frank?
So entry fee for I'll put a graphic up for you 1 second here. The entry fee for both tournaments is $120 a piece. $20 is your greens fee, goes to the pool room, and then $100 goes into the tournament. And then PA Pro-Am takes zero rake out of any tournament entry fees.
And I'm going to get ready to do some raking right now. I got a little raking of the bacon, and I might be doing some staking after I do the making.
There you go.
And not in Georgia.
Hi, Carol. No problem. Just come out to the next one. George is going to take a few minute break here, so it's just going to be me and everybody listening. We got Chris up here shooting the 6, trying to go in the side, what it looks like. And we have a little final over here. A little, makes me happy. And my wife Mindy in her first JPNEWT tournament has won her first match 7-5 over Mercedes. Watching this match while we're doing our stream here, they both shot fantastic. Nice safe battles back and forth. Mercedes made a nice kick shot in, I think it was the 3rd or 4th rack. Kicked it in like it had eyes. It was perfect. Congratulations, ladies. Congratulations, babe. I love you. Great shooting. All right, the wife ran over, gave me a little hug and a kiss. All right, so now we're back to our matchup here. That comes down to a player preference shot there, depending on what kind of preference you like, side pocket, corner pocket. For me, I'm more of a corner pocket. I'm sorry, more of a side pocket player there. I just kind of let the cue ball roll down to the bottom rail, come back up to the middle of the table. I think Bettyanne's just going to try to come one rail here. There we go. Bettyanne's going to call the 9 in the bottom right pocket there. All right, Bettyanne shoots it in the corner there, make it 2-2, tied up here, going into rack number 5. And we are at the lovely Shooters Family Billiards here, 2230 Hamburg Turnpike in Wayne, New Jersey. Owned by Chris Gonsalvo Kemp. Nice place here, 12 tables upstairs in a building here. Looks like an old classic type pool hall, maybe just a little bit better lit. All the tables are nice and taken care of here. You are watching the JP Shower Custom Cues Northeast Women's Tour ran by WPBA Pro Brianna Miller. This is a WPBA sanctioned event. It's a regional tour event. Onboard Sportswear is the official sportswear of the JPNEWT. Taking a break right now, but George Hammerbacher is my play-by-play analyst today. He's an advanced pool instructor out of Baltimore, Maryland. He can be reached at 410-455-0308. Dr_snap at yahoo.com. George has a plethora of information with many years' experience in the pool business. So we have a ball down on the break here. It is Christine's shot now. She has some shape here on the 1. Looks like that 5 is a little stuck on the magic rack. She's not going to move it right now. Guys, please, any new viewers here, share out the stream to all your billiards pages and groups. You can also put the stream is also on the digital pool website under the live stream match. Support the ladies, support the sport. The more sharing and the more that we get the streams out, the more they become free and we don't have to pay for them. Everybody that's watching, post in the comments where you're from. All right, Bettyanne's up to shoot here. Looks like she has the 4-6 combo here on the side. She's gonna kind of baby it a little bit because she has to let that cue ball go straight. She can either draw it and pull it back, or just kind of roll it in, let the 4 go to the bottom side there. Yeah, so she didn't want to do that. That's a good distance there, Zane. Thanks for watching. You got any international viewers here? Let's try to go worldwide. Bettyanne going for a little bit of a flyer shot there. Try to get herself a nice position out. Make sure you check out Digital Pool for the bracket for the JPNEWT. It's in the stream here, but I'll also put up the I'll put a link up to it. Put a couple links up for you here. Zane, you're always welcome to watch, bud. Come watch us anytime. If you're ever in the Philly, PA, Delaware area, look us up, PA Pro-Am, and you can always jump in any tournaments that we have. There's the link to the Digital Pool site and today's tournament. There's also a link that we're going to put up here in a second to the JPNEWT website for all the ladies out there who want to get themselves in a nice regional tour in the area. You can also search JPNEWT on Facebook. This Facebook link here is the PA Pro-Am Pool, where we host exciting Pro-Am tournaments in the Philadelphia, New Jersey, Delaware area. But all players from all over are welcome to our tournaments. Rafi, that'd be correct, sir. Guys, let's give a little special shout out to Brianna Miller, who runs the tournament here as the tournament director. Brianna took a little time off of playing in professional events. Now she's back with a bang here. She's running her own tour, traveling, playing some of these events. It's nice when you have these local pros who are, always get back to the sport and play. It's tough as a local pro to run the tournament and play at the same time, and she does a very good job at it. So let's thank her for creating this tour here and taking over for these ladies, giving them a great outlet for pool. Great thing about Brianna, too, she's very approachable. I met her at a tournament about a year ago. Just a little, local open tournament. We just started talking, struck up a friendship, and she's such a genuine, nice person. We ask her questions about pool events. She's always, nice shot, nice combo. She's always there to help out the players. So let's show some support to her and share her streams out and make sure that she gets the, her and her tour get the recognition that they deserve. All right, 3-2 here, Bettyanne going into rack number 6. Is that correct, 3-2? Let me make sure there. Yes, 3-2. Let's give me some updated scores around the tournament here. Nancy Moy playing Chris Savo-Kemp. She's up 5-4. Giovanna Napolitano is playing Cheryl Sporletter. They just got underway. It's a great Italian name. Love it. Linda Shea matching up against Melissa Jenkins. She's currently up 3-2. Jay Pass is playing Char Zambo. She's up 4-2 right now. Jen Telly and Michelle Brotons are battling it out on table 2. Jennifer's currently up 3-2. Kelly Hostler is up 2-0 on Lynn Richard. Ginny Lewis and Carolyn Barhorst are over there on table 8. Ginny's up 1-0. And looks like Judy Wilson and Lenore Donovan Chen just started their match. Oof. Bettyanne let the cue ball get away from her a little bit there. Chris is in incoming here with ball in hand. Doesn't look like she has too many obstacles there. That, from my position here, looks like the 2 goes, no problem. Do the customary moving of the Magic Rack. Magic Rack, in my opinion, is such a great innovation for pool. But it's just a few times there's just little tiny instances where it sort of gets in the way a little bit. Kind of creates that can I make it? Should I shoot it or not? But I think in general it's a great innovative tool for pool. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Frank Mialetti. I am the owner of PA Pro-Am Pool. We are the stream sponsor for today's event. In the future, we'll be sponsoring some more streams for JPNEWT. Hopefully, we can get George to commentate with us on there with his extensive years of experience as an instructor and a player. He adds a foresight, adds an insight that is just immeasurable in the world of pool. Ball in hand there to Bettyanne. A little bit of work to do here from the 4 to the 5, but it looks like everything's pretty much open. I might probably see if I can either run into the 4 or roll past it and play the 4 up. Not that hard though. Oof. Kind of overstroked that a little bit. Maybe a little lighter stroke, play that inside. Come to the other side of the 4 and play it up into the top right corner. Then you just natural ball, you just follow it straight up. All right, Chris with incoming ball in hand here. Just kind of wants to play a natural ball, just make it kind of roll up forward for the 5 and a great shot. Yourself settled in here. Just kind of one rail drawback. I don't have to get to the rail. Kind of just get in a position there. I overstroked it just a little bit. She does have 2 positional shots here. She can play it in the bottom left corner with just a little bit of draw. Come one rail. Give yourself a little bit of a cut on the 7. Or she can back cut it into the top left corner and come across one rail. To the bottom left corner there you go. This is one of those preference shots. We know she's going into the side. It's just how far does she want to come out. There we go. It should just be a natural position here. Center ball, maybe a little bit of high. Play it in that top left corner there. come one, maybe catch that second rail for the 9. Don't want to run into the 9, just want to give it a nice even stroke. Ooh, hung up on her. She got there too, right position, only where she needed to be. Bettyanne's turn to the table here. These shots are tricky sometimes. If you put a little bit of English on it, you're going to spin the cue ball in a weird direction. If you put high on it, you're just going to keep it down there. Yeah, usually they're just a center ball shot. You want to kind of aim for the ball and the rail at the same time. Okay, Bettyanne missed the shot on the 9, giving Chris an opportunity to tie it up here. All right, Chris runs it down in the corner to tie it up, 3-3. Going into rack number 7 now. If you get a chance, check us out on YouTube. PA Pro Am. Today's matches will be edited and put on YouTube as individual matches. So if there's somebody you want to see specifically, you can click on that match and watch it. All right, Chris Pross here to break in rack 7. Scores tied 3-3. A little bit of a dry break here. Balls seem to spread a little differently on that rack. Rocky, I do the excuse me, I do the 1 on the spot, but the 9 doesn't count on my tournaments. You cannot win or lose on the break. So we just put the 1 on the spot and break from there. Yeah, Rafi, for them, I get the the allure of breaking the 8 in or breaking the 9 in, but a lot of times, even though it's you can open your chances by doing certain breaks, I prefer it to be a one on skill, one on the rack one with a skilled shot, making the ball versus just kind of getting a lucky kick in the side or something like that. Nice shot there by Bettyanne to make the 3 in the corner. Get over for position on the 4. Getting on the 5 might be a little tough here. Hmm. All right, Chris up at the table here. She do maybe a little bit of right hand English here, maybe at 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock. Don't club it, just come below that 7. Would have liked to have seen her spin it over a little bit more, maybe try to get in between that 8-5, kind of bump it out of there. Yes, Rafi, actually, in that tournament in December, we did, excuse me, we did rack the 9 on the spot. That was actually I guess you would call that the tournament before the company. We with that tournament there, it was kind of get some kinks out, and then the next month is when we started PA Pro-Am in January. So that was more of the feedback tournament. We did a couple things and wanted to see how the feedback from the players, and the overwhelming feedback was to take the making the ball on the break out of the equation. So then we agreed going forward that the 9 ball will be racked. I'm sorry, the 1 ball will be racked on the spot, and the 9 will not count on the break. Staying arcing up here for a little bit of a try to draw it out of that pocket. Oh, good try. Back on it too. Leaves Bettyanne a shot here. She's got 2 options here. She can make it down in the corner and try to come 1 rail, get onto the left side of the 6 to play it in the right corner pocket here, where she can kind of draw it back and bank the 5, draw it back, and try to put the cue behind the 7, sort of like that. But actually fluked the 7 in there, gave herself no position on the shot. A 1 rail kick here. Maybe try to kick it and stick it. Left the shot, but not an easy shot. She has to arc up over a ball again. We got the 5 pretty close to the pocket here. Should be able just to draw straight back. Go sideways with it a little bit. Still good position. I can play the 6 down in the corner. As long as she doesn't overstroke the ball, it should give her a clear opportunity to play the 8 in the bottom right. All right. In the corner here, just draw back about 16 inches. She went for the bank in the side pocket there. Leaves Chris with an opportunity here to take the lead. Okay, Bettyanne is up 4-3. We are here at the lovely Shooters Family Billiards, 2230 Hamburg Turnpike, Wayne, New Jersey. You're watching the J Pashower Custom Cues Northeast Women's Tour. This is a WPBA sanctioned event. My name is Frank Maialetti. I'm the owner of PA Pro-Am. Bringing you exclusive action for today's tournament. Check out PA Pro-Am on Facebook. All right, rack number 8. All right, Bettyanne up to the table here. Cut shot here on the 1. Just play a ton of inside English. Looks like she's going to kick at it. Wow. Check out that replay. Hmm. Kick it in. Look at that eye.
Wow.
Look at that one rail. Cue ball kind of got away from her there a little bit, though. She's going to have to maybe kick one rail, kick the two down table. Try to measure this out with a little bit of low. Try to kill the cue ball and keep it up that end. Hmm. Go, Chris playing a little safe there. Bettyanne's got some options here. She can bang. She can bang for safe, two rail shot. Chris up here. She's gonna have to hit this some, a little bit of pocket speed here. She wants to try to kill that cue and leave it on the same rail as the three. Or she could also spin off of it with some 9 o'clock English and roll down. I'll kick from behind here. No rail after the shot, so ball in hand to Bettyanne. All right, Bettyanne's got a little bit of work to do here with the four. A couple different options. She can go, four is always going to go on the side, but she can hit it with a 5 o'clock English, bottom rail, top rail, bottom side rail. Don't want to do that. Oof. Overstroked a little bit. Bettyanne with a bag. Left Chris a couple options here. She could one rail it over into the top left corner there. She could thin cut it with a little bit of 4 o'clock English, come two rails and try to put the cue ball behind the 7-9. All right, Bettyanne's turn to the table. Kind of pushes the 8 in the corner there. Looks like she was going for the 5 in the corner. Just caught the edge of the 8. Banked it perfectly, basically. Looks like Chris has gotten a couple unfortunate leaves here in the past couple shots. She's been coming up to the table with mostly uneven shot opportunities here. I actually like the safe opportunity here. Playing instead of going this way, I like to go the other way. Put the 5 on the top rail and try to leave the cue ball behind the 6. We got George joining us back here in the booth. He'll be back with us in a minute.
They stopped off to eviscerate some victuals. In other words, eat some food. Ooh.
Pretty good matchup here. 4-3, kind of back and forth. Each player has made a couple good shots. Also made a couple of a couple mistakes that cost them a couple of positional plays.
That's a nice cut. Good opportunity here for Chris.
I like Chris's shot making ability. She's been making some nice shots in the match. There's been a couple times Bettyanne has missed, though, and unfortunately left Chris some kicking opportunities, must play safe opportunities.
That ought to get it. It's 4 apiece.
You're currently watching live the JPNEWT, JP Shower Northeast Women's Tour, which is a WPBA sanctioned event sponsored by JP Shower Custom Cues. Also sponsored by Onboard Sportswear, the official sportswear of the JPNEWT. In the booth with me here is George Hammerbacher, advanced pool instructor out of Baltimore, Maryland. He can be reached at 410-455-0308 or doctor_snap@yahoo.com. My name is Frank Mialetti. I'm the owner of PA Pro Am Pool, who brings you exclusive pool tournaments and content.
Good break shot there. Real interesting looking layout. 9-ball never moved a muscle. All the other balls are scattered hither and yon. The 8-ball's in the dark, and let's see what Chris can come with there. It's like a safety. Tried to. Oh, went from a nice layout to a grinder. Just like that.
See if we can update you on some scores in the tournament here. Let's see. We currently have Cheryl's score ladder up 3-1 against Giovanna Napolitano. Say Jen Sylvester and Kia Burwell just got underway. Jay Pass and Shar Zambo are having a knockdown drag out battle. You can actually see it right behind this table here, table 4. Just went to 6-5 Shar. She's on the hill. Table 2, Jen Tully's playing Michelle Broton. She's up 5-3. Table 9, Kelly Hosler is up 4-1 on Lynn Richard. Table 8, Ginny Lewis is up 3-1 on Carolyn Barhorst. On table 3, Judy Wilson is up 3-1. I'm sorry, that's not. I'm sorry, Judy. Another table popped up as I was looking at the score. Judy Wilson is up 3-0 on Lenore Donovan Chen. This matchup here is currently tied 4-4. We're about to get another match underway on table. Sorry about that. Looks like Brianna Miller is going to be playing Mindy Mioletti on table 10.
They're working off of a 32-player bracket. We've drawn 30 ladies here today. And we had 5 straight matches. On the winner's side, you get the trophy, the parade through town, and the gold watch, among other things.
Chris played a nice little safe there. Little stop shot with 3 behind the 9. Oh, nice kick in the corner there.
It drilled it.
See the replay on that one again. Oh, nice kick in the corner there.
A beautiful looking form over the ball. Good strong stroke too. This lady's an unknown, but she's given a pretty good player a good run for her money. It's an excellent opportunity here for Chris. Well, this end should have a real good chance to get out. Correct on his 5 ball.
Yeah, I don't see any obstacles here.
He's a little long on this ball.
Yeah.
He's going to turn too far. With Frank, in my opinion, she's going to have to do something with the cue ball that she didn't want to do. High left, probably. I settle for a tougher shot. She wanted to play it in the side.
George, what's your preference on shooting this 6? Do you just play it and shoot the 7 in the corner, or do you try to come one rail to get to the 7 in the side?
It lays good to the side, I think, because otherwise you try to decelerate the stroke and punch it into the rail short. And if you go too far, you risk that side pocket. If you roll another turn, she
Yeah.
got good on the ball. But again, it's players' preference. You see,
Yeah,
you're supposed to play the shots that you play the strongest in the tournament and practice your weaknesses on the practice table. That's a good shot.
that's a good shot.
Supposed to just always work with your strengths in competition, and your weaknesses will be exposed. And when you get to the pool room the next week or the next day, you practice the things that are shorten your game. That's my suggestion. I had lots of trouble with balls that were along those short rails for a while, and I lost 2 matches in a tournament away one time in Pennsylvania, and I came back and all I did was shoot those kind of shots for like 2 weeks straight. That's all I did was practice those shots until I started to really feel right over the ball. It was something I wasn't seeing when I was over the ball. Good eye. That's a good eye there.
Yeah, especially to keep it tight. You know, the wings aren't at the bottom there. The rack's going to be a little loose. Magic racks can only do so much for us.
Also, the balls are supposedly racked randomly in 9-ball. But generally, when there were people breaking from the side, they would put the 2 on the next row back, the row before the back ball. Got a lot of movement on the 9. A pretty good push out here.
George, if you had to give me an early prediction, who do you think would be in the finals?
I would rate Bettyanne is I believe the strongest player. She won like 6 events last year, 6 or 7 out of about 10.
Yeah.
And you have Miss Linda Shea is she's been playing great. She's been playing.
Well, the reason why I asked this, so Linda's under her 3rd round now, and she actually gets the winner out of Mindy and Brianna Miller.
Right. Well, that's gonna.
That's definitely worthy of a TV table match.
Yes, it is. It's 2 of the 4 possible favorites that I would rate in here. The others would be, of course, Kia Burwell. He's plenty tough. And then there are several others that have treachery in their hearts. And
for me and my household personally, this is a very good learning experience for my wife who's playing who's playing Brianna. You know, even if she doesn't come out on top of this match, you know, it's an experience of being able to play against a top level pro player. And you know, I told her just go through and learn. If there's anything that you can learn, watch her stroke her balls, anything that she does.
Wow, how'd that go in the side?
Right. I told her just pay attention, you know, to things that these high level players do.
What? He pushed.
No, Bettyanne missed the shot. And where the cue ball landed, she didn't have a shot at the 1, so she moved the 9, so it wasn't a 1-9 combo.
Okay. This is a strange selection. Unless you can really fan this ball a lot of high right.
Yeah, it looks like she's going miscue on it.
Miss Kiwi, a little east of St. Louis. The thing is that when you have ball in hand, you don't ever try to put yourself on a power stroke.
No, not at all.
If you have your druthers. Pretty good looking hit.
Good shot there.
That's a good shot.
I'm watching up on the table, table 4 there, J pass, 2 racks in a row. Looked like she was cruising to a run out and just had a rattle on the 7 or the 8. 2 heartbreaker shots she left in the pocket.
That's a nice cut. Good shot.
Yeah, Chris is impressing me with some of the shots that she's been making in this matchup.
This is tough position, though, Frank. This is very difficult. Might be playing safe. Got away from her a little bit.
Yeah.
I like the safe on her left side of it and come around, back it towards like and just to drop down behind the 5. Going the other way, send the cue ball up table. That was respectable too.
That's a good shot too, yeah.
Lots of different options, and again, both Frank and I, we have the best seats in the house, but we can't see what the player sees through her eyes here. So, you know, we're just going to give you our best guess as to what we think might happen.
What I do like about that shot is it's close to the 4, so if she does wind up getting ball in hand, the 3 leads her right to the 4. She doesn't have to do a lot of work. It gives her the opportunity to start running balls.
I think she's got room to kick inside the 6 ball. Lots of left-hand angles.
Yeah, I'm watching her. I keep watching her look at the bottom rail, though. I'm not sure what.
We have an equipment relocation.
Technical difficulty here.
Equipment relocation syndrome there. I used to play players. I used to say that the ones that used to get mad and throw their cues, I would say, equipment relocation syndrome has been detected in quadrant 2.
I actually went and met a friend of mine last night at the pool hall, and the players that were playing on the table next to us are they're not they were just pool recreationalists. They weren't actually pool players, and they must have dropped their cue or shot the ball off the table a good 10 times last night, and it was just frustrating.
I always tell people, that do that. I've run pool rooms in about 4 different decades, Frank, and I tell them this. Here, this is a great room. I said the tables are fast, the carpets are slow. Maybe play like $1 million. I don't know if she can get past the 7. Maybe she can.
My vantage point here, I could see that she can hit it. I don't know if she has enough to make it.
She might.
Yeah, she might have to go across the ball.
She had a swing at it. made a representative effort at it, just got a little rail, a little quick.
Guys, I know you've been doing it all day. We have a good, about 45, 50 shares. But if you're new on the stream right now, if you could share it out for us and try to grow our social media bubble here, get some more people watching, that would be great.
They sit there. She's got a reasonable angle. Looks like heading out towards the middle of the table. Just can't go too far. She's got to just settle for the middle. She's spearing this ball. See, that wasn't form that I would recommend.
Yeah, looks like she overstroked a little bit.
I can
We got Linda Shea over here going into mob mode, cleaning up after us. We think George just play this down in the pocket and just kind of roll off the 8. Give yourself a little bit of position in the middle of the table.
And the 8's going to get her if she does that, I think. Well, she made it. It would have been a little different.
Yeah.
The other shot was to play the other pocket and draw it off the rail. Again, player's choice, and players know which one is their better shot, and if she felt rolling the ball was in her best interest, it was her choice. Yeah, it's, oh no. It's a big game here. A 5-4 contest, you're looking at putting Chris on the hill.
I've always preferred the draw stroke shots versus the high English shots. I mean, I could play anything proficiently, but I just prefer if I had to draw 2 rails versus going high on 1 rail. I just feel more comfortable.
I grew up, Frank, on the back cloth and the slower cloth, and I actually, like I said, played lots of straight pool, and I preferred rolling the ball myself, but not playing 9-ball, which is more of a draw ball game.
Yeah, I play a lot of 9-ball, a lot of 10-ball.
Sure, those are going to be your draw ball games mainly, and big move games where straight pool was rolling the ball 6 inches, stunning it a little bit. You know, a lot of those types of shots. Very seldom were you gonna let your stroke out and draw it more than a diamond or so.
Do you feel when you jump from different different disciplines, it affects your stroke? So if you were playing, say, 1 pocket for 2-3 weeks and then tried to get into a 9-ball matchup, do you feel that will it affect your stroke a little bit?
I feel it would affect everything, especially my tempo, because 1 pocket, I was talking with Linda Shea on the way up about that the 1 pocket, we just stand and slap each other, you know, and there are no prolonged innings at the table where you're at the table for 4 balls in a row maybe, and it's hard to maintain the rhythm where 1 pocket is like that, where if you're playing straight pool, you could be at the table. If you're playing good, running 50, 60 balls, you could be up there 25 minutes, 30 minutes.
Put your opponent on the cooler.
Put your opponent on the cooler. 1 pocket isn't like that. You know, you're just gonna be trading and sparring with somebody. It's almost like chess with a 1-minute clock or a 30-second clock or something.
I jokingly told my friend before when I'm at the gym, or I'm sorry, when I'm at the pool hall, I'll look at the steps on my watch. If they're low that day, I'll play one pocket because I have to keep getting up and down, up and down.
Most people don't even sit down. They just stay standing. Oh, that's going to be that's a pretty clever little thing. Who's going to make her earn this ball? The inside ball could get beautiful, beautiful shot. Chris gets on the hill. Chris has 6 and Bettyanne has 4. Good shot.
At 6-4 here, Chris on the hill, Bettyanne at 4. First breaking for her match here.
The wing ball went in, got a nice little push on that ball.
Nice spread.
Looks like a 2-9 is a distinct possibility here. If she can get the correct angle.
So what are you looking at here, George? Like maybe a tip of high left?
A tip of high left, but she goes through the wasteland.
She get there?
Oh yeah,
Got there.
she's got a thin hit on it, but she's on the correct side of it where she can lots and lots of low right and across the face of the ball. She's got to spin it to win it. Didn't call the 9. And cut. Safety. It'll work. Yeah. Take it, yeah. A little rough. Napkin. If your beak is weak. If your honker's going bonkers, those are not necessarily gentle, but they'll do. That's a good shot. That's a pretty good layout here. See, if you can get the straight in 6 ball, the shooting stop for the 7 and the side, you're just drifting down to the 9 for the dough. Just shoot and stop. Oh. She's going to get away with this, but she's going to have to get the bridge for this. Can't reach it. Let's see how adept she is with the bridge. A lot of young people. Oh my goodness! She hit that ball like Johnny Archer. Kind of had that ball on steroids. It got away from her a little bit. Like it's tough cut at best. Oh, that's tasty. That's a good shot. Another player that would bear mention in this tournament is Cheryl Sporletter from, I believe Cheryl's living in Northern Virginia, like Arlington. I might be wrong. I just saw her for the first time around in a while. Her husband is also a good player. Played on regional tours that I was on the mic with for a good while, and Factor. Nice hit. That was a real nice hit.
Yeah.
Cheryl is another one that might be around near the finish too. You know, when I was asked earlier who I liked beside the obvious.
I feel like in these tournaments, you always have that one player that I don't want to say that they don't deserve to be there. It's not that. It's more like it's a little bit of a surprise that they've knocked off a couple of like bigger name players.
I can tell you about my mentor, Ed Kelly, now deceased a few years. Ed, he took down a major one-pocket tournament. And look at this spin shot.
Spin shot. Get up there for it.
That's.
We get there.
He took, after 20 years of not chalking a cue, he hit balls for a month and went up and won a major one-pocket tournament with almost all the players there. And I talked to him out when he was being inducted into the Hall of Fame, BCA in Vegas. And nice bank.
Wow.
This shot here is borderline shot. Maybe a little inside English. You didn't have to call that ball. Let's see what she does. Lots of heart.
Yeah.
She might bank real good. So she turned that last bank good. She might be able to stiffen this ball. If any of you don't know what I mean by stiffening, it means taking a ball that might be a little full and just hitting it real firm and taking the turn out of the ball. She hit that too good.
Oh.
But she left it gnarly.
Yeah.
And when I questioned Ed about that, he showed amazing lack of humility. He was humble. Ed was an egomaniac, but he was a great player. You know what Ed said? He ham and egged it. In other words, he played players and they dogged it. They should have lost two, and then he caught stroke, and that was it. Nice shot for the cash.
And that's going to do it for the matchup.
It looks like a 7-4 final between Miss Chris Pross and Bettyanne Mauceri.